Pakistan's Supreme Court has overturned the convictions and death sentences of two former MQM workers in the Baldia factory fire case, reopening questions around one of the country's deadliest industrial disasters. A three-member bench of the Supreme Court set aside the convictions of Abdul Rehman, also known as Bhola, and Zubair, also known as Chariya, granting them the benefit of the doubt. The two men had been sentenced to death in 2020 by an anti-terrorism court for murder, extortion, arson, and terrorism over the 2012 Baldia factory fire in Karachi. More than 260 workers were killed when a blaze engulfed the multi-storey Ali Enterprises garment factory in Baldia Town on September 11, 2012. It remains Pakistan's deadliest industrial fire. The Supreme Court indicated that a detailed judgment would be issued later, but questioned key aspects of the prosecution's case during proceedings. Justice Malik Shahzad Ahmed noted that while one accused had made a confessional statement, no such confession existed against the co-accused. The bench also questioned why acquittals of other suspects in the case were never challenged if the alleged extortion demand was linked to MQM as a whole. Defense counsel Farooq Naseem argued that the two men were never named in the original FIR and were implicated years later through a joint investigation team report compiled in 2015. He maintained that the report was not legally admissible as evidence for a death sentence and said the prosecution failed to produce key witnesses, CCTV footage, or direct evidence linking the accused to an extortion demand allegedly made before the fire. The defense also pointed to long-standing concerns about factory safety, arguing that locked exits, iron grills on windows, and inadequate emergency arrangements contributed to the scale of the tragedy. The ruling reverses earlier decisions by both the Anti-Terrorism Court and the Sindh High Court, which had upheld the death sentences in 2023. The Supreme Court also rejected a request to make victims' families parties to the appeal proceedings, saying such a move could open the door to hundreds of similar applications. While the convictions have now been set aside, the court's detailed reasoning is still awaited. The Baldia factory fire remains one of Pakistan's most painful industrial disasters, and questions over accountability, workplace safety, and the cause of the blaze continue more than a decade later.